Okay, so my thoughts on Uniswap. So our team is currently doing a code review. So I can't really give an official recommendation per se. Obviously not financial advice. However, we're pretty. I think there's a good probability the code review will be very positive because Uniswap has done a lot. It's been very innovative. So, and actually, I think we did do a code review a while back because we had rumors that they were possibly launching a token, but then we put it on the shelf because we realized that they had no token right now. Right? But after this week, after they basically were backed in the corner, their back was up against the wall, and they had to launch a token. Otherwise, they could have died. Like because what we've realized in the last few months with SushiSwap, with all these other forks that are stealing liquidity. For those who don't know, SushiSwap basically forked Uniswap, meaning that they took their entire code because it's open source, and they just added a token to it and gave it out to their community. And they were able to steal away 75% of the liquidity from, right? And Uniswap was basically backed in the corner because they saw 3/4 of their liquidity gone. Now, some people are saying that that's not the true numbers, but either way, right? Regardless, a large amount of liquidity was taken away from them. And what can we take from this? The lesson we get from this is one, crypto investors are not loyal. I mean, they're not loyal. I mean, kind of like Chris Brown. But anyway, I mean, pretty much they will go wherever there are gains. They're only loyal to that moolah. Crypto investors are only loyal to their gains, and wherever the gains are is where they would go. And whether it's Uniswap, whether it's SushiSwap, regardless, they go to what gives them the best return on investment. And if anything, you actually have to love it because they're true crypto investors and traders are true to their core. They're capitalistic. You know what they're about. They're about making money, right? So if you're able to appease that and help them make money, then they will ride and die with you until they stop making money, right? But actually, it was a well executed move by Uniswap issuing a token. I'm not sure whether they had planned on doing this before or whether it was something they had to rush as a result. My guess is they probably rushed it a lot faster than they would have liked because of what was happening, right? But either way, in terms of the actual project and the token disclosure, I have tokens as well. I have some from having a wallet, and also being a liquidity provider. So, but yeah, I mean, I've not sold mine. I'm holding mine long term as a long term stash. I know some people are planning to sell, but to me, that does not really make any sense, right? Why would you sell Uniswap? Because this is literally the best DeFi project out there. I mean, I don't think that's going on a stretch, right? Now, I know maybe if you're a short-term trader, maybe it makes sense to sell, to kind of sell the pump, then buy back at the bottom, right? But I mean, if you're on my channel by now, you know that I'm not really a trader, right? I'm basically, because when I see something that has value, then to me, I view this as something that is to be held long term, especially if it can pay you basically by adding liquidity to their protocol, right? So that is an extra incentive to hold. Now, I'd like to pull up this thing I saw here. Somebody had a tweet here that I think really kind of encapsulates everything about this. Let me just pull this up real quick. There was a tweet, and let me pull up my screen. Yeah, so this is from Mark Billy Zeller, who's from Aave, I believe. And he says this. He says, do people selling UNI at $3 a piece realize they're selling the governance token of a protocol generating more fees than Bitcoin? Uniswap version 2 has 0.05% protocol fee built in that just needs to be activated by a vote. And currently that's about $180,000 per day. Then he has this picture here, right? So if you put this in perspective, Uniswap is, once they turn on their switch, whatever, right? They'll be paying more fees than Bitcoin, according to Mark, right? Now I know they do earn 0.03% in trading fees, I believe, and I think that's paid out to the network. Don't quote me on that, but either way, I mean, this could be top 3 cryptocurrency. Now that's kind of that's like the ultimate moonshot. Now, obviously, not financial advice. Right? Don't go out there and FOMO, but to kind of put things in perspective, this is not your average DeFi token. I mean, this token, if it's paying out on the same level as Bitcoin and Ethereum, then you have to keep that in perspective, right? Because don't compare this to Compound, because here, let's pull up CoinMarketCap. So the game I'm playing is, right now, Uniswap is ranked 32 in market cap. Right now, as of September 19th, it has $654 million market cap, and it's at $6.76. Now, the question is, could there be a possible flippening between Uniswap and the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world with a token, Binance BNB? Right? So Binance has a market cap of 3.9 billion. Now, obviously, I know there's dilution in the supply for UNI token, but for now, just to keep things simple, assume there's no dilution, right? Uniswap would basically have to do a 6x to get to Binance's market cap. So that means it would have to go from $6.76 to basically $40, right? But just to kind of round things up, can Uniswap go to $50? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. And if we now go to DeFi Pulse and look at how it's performing versus other exchanges, right? So Uniswap dominance right now is almost 20%, right? So we have almost $2 billion locked up in Uniswap, right? And it's up 27% in the last 24 hours. And comparing this to other DEXs, Curve has $1.17 billion. Balancer, yeah, so I mean, SushiSwap is really the biggest competition, and that has about $500 million locked up. So Uniswap has basically 4 times the amount of capital locked up. Now, okay, so Uniswap has $2 billion in terms of assets locked up. I wonder how much Binance has. I'm not sure if there are any recent numbers in terms of how much trading volume they get. Actually, maybe we should have that. Let's go to exchanges. Binance Exchange. Okay, so Binance has $6 billion locked up. Wow, okay, this is interesting. So Binance has $6.3 billion in terms of trading volume, basically, right, on their exchange, and they have a market cap, if we go back here, of about 4 billion. Uniswap has about 2 billion in terms of total value locked up. Let's say trading volume, just to keep things easy, right? And its market cap was only 630 something, 650s, right? So based off of that, I think we could say that it is undervalued at the present, right? So as a result, I mean, I'm holding this long term. Now this could definitely dump, because in crypto you do have those cycles, right? A new coin gets listed, everyone FOMOs into it because it's new, it's sexy, it goes up, then it crashes, then it has kind of like that period that cools off, and that's where the value investors accumulate. That's when you get in, when the FOMO has died down, when all the moon boys have sold, and there aren't really any more people planning to sell. I think that's where you really accumulate, right? So I may get some more in the future, but right now, don't have any plans at the moment. I'm pretty much just gonna hold the free stash I have long term. Long term meaning that, I mean, I don't really plan to sell for at least a year, ideally. And obviously things could change, right? But I mean, because matters do change. But for now, my target is to hold for a year and longer, right? Because that's where the real money is made, in my opinion, as a value investor. Because think about all the big winners, right? Because this is really like the only time I would think about maybe selling Uni and getting out is if the bull market in crypto is over. But right now, I still think the bull market is still here. Yes, we've had a bad month in September. There's been correction. Altcoins are down 30-40%, but we're still in a bull market technically, right? This is just a correction, just a pullback. So until that stops, I don't really see why I would sell everything, right? So that's kind of my take. Curious to see what our crypto family has to say. So what's your price target for Uniswap? Do you think it's going to $40 to $50? Do you think it's going to $100? Tell me down in the comments below.